What's going on, guys? We're back with another RNG recruit interview. This time we've got with us a very talented 2024 wide receiver who I feel is flying under the radar tremendously. And I feel that getting to some of these camps that he's been to, he's had a real chance to kind of show off what he can do. And from everything I've heard, the camps that he's at, he really shows out. So I'm proud to have him on here. And he was actually in attendance at one of our recent Miami camps. We're bringing him on here to introduce himself right now.
What's up, guys? I'm David Schmidt. I'm in the class of 2024. I'm a wide receiver. I go to Newberry High School in Florida, and I'm ready to answer some questions.
Now, for your high school, are you predominantly an outside receiver?
So for my high school, I play just about every position. So I'll play outside receiver, some slot. There's some formations where I'm a running back, tight end, everywhere. And then also on the defensive side, but I'd say more slot than outside. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it about trying to find mismatches for you, or is it just about
yeah? So we'll watch the film of the team, look where their strengths and weaknesses are, and we'll put me where we think the best matchups will be. We'll usually pick on some of their guys and see what the best options we have are. So yeah.
Man, it sounds like the coaching staff has a lot of trust in your ability.
Yes, they do. We've got our offensive coordinators, Travis McGriff. He played for the Gators until '99, and he played for the Broncos in the NFL. He's a stud. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome to have that kind of experience and have that knowledge that you can build off of yourself. You know you're getting genuine good football knowledge right there, no doubt about it. So talk to me. This off season and stuff. Tell me about some of the camps and visits, or possibly that you've gone through so far.
Yeah, so started the camp season in June 10th at Duke. I went to the Duke Academic Mega Camp. So a lot of schools that are very interested are Ivy Leagues. So my family's very on top of grades.
You're a smart kid, man.
Strict. So I do have a 4.7 GPA, so I try and keep that up as much as I can. Wow. And that weirdly enough causes some attention from the Ivy Leagues. So schools like Harvard, Brown, Yale, Dartmouth, Columbia, Penn, all those schools. So I thought, why not go to a place where they're all going to be at? So I went to the Duke Mega Camp up in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I went up there, and I had a great time. I took a visit. I checked everything out. First of all, Duke is beautiful. The place is great. Had a great time. And then I met tons of coaches. I met tons of coaches from Ivy Leagues and then other academic schools. Made some great relationships, and relationships I already had, I made them even stronger. So I had a great time. Picked up some offers. And I think it was a great time. So that was my first. The next, I went to Miami. When did I go? Last Thursday. I was there last Thursday. I took an unofficial visit before, checked out the campus. That campus is top notch. I felt like I was on a beach the whole time. We were with that guy Mike. I forgot his last name. Mike Rumpf. He was putting us on the golf cart, taking us around, and the place was insane. Everything looks like brand spanking new, like it was built a week ago. And they're still rebuilding. So it's just awesome to see how much they care about it, and then how much, how awesome it is. There's beach. It looks like I'm on the beach. So it's sweet. I really like it. And then I did the camp there. So I went on a visit to there in March, I think March 30th. I was down there, had tons of great conversations with Coach Beard. I love that guy. He's a very different receiver coach. I haven't seen anything like him. Just the way that he coaches, the way he has relationships with his players, and the way that he just knows the game of football. And so we had 2 hours worth of conversations with him, and then Coach Cristobal invited me to his office after talking with all the coaches. And it was a great visit in March, and then I had the camp here last week, and I had a blast. Just playing there, playing under the coaches, I really felt like that's a place where I could be. So I liked it a lot.
This last camp, who were the coaches that were kind of overseeing, you mentioned Beard, previously, but was he one of the main coaches overseeing you while you were at camp?
Yeah. So I was in the front of every single line, and he made a note to notice that. So I really do strive and trying to be the first, try to be the best all the time. So, and then also Coach Pop Cooney, the other receiver coach. I've known him for a while, so it's been good. Just talking, hanging out, seeing how they coach. I really like the style, both of them, how they coach. And then just seeing how other coaches coach. It's not just one facet of the team. I mean, every position group has coaches that really care and really want the best for their team, on the field and off the field. So I really like that.
You know, you mentioned, you know, some of the wide receiver coaches and stuff. What about the guys at the top? What do you think about Mario Cristobal?
I mean, he's a guy that'll make you chuckle a little bit. He's a funny guy. He is surprisingly very down to earth.
Very.
I mean, yes. He really gets you. Like I felt like I was just having a conversation with a normal guy. I mean, it was great. Just in his office for like 45 minutes, just talking to him. I mean, there's nothing like it. I loved it. So, yeah.
You know, at the Miami camp, while you were performing, what do you feel you were really able to show the staff?
I think one thing I was able to show the staff is that I'm going to give 110% every single rep. So there was guys that they were watching. So what they did with the helmets, they put like a orange and green stripe on the helmet if they were supposed to be watching. So I had one, and then a couple of other receivers had one. And just me scouting, like doing a little scouting report myself on them, like they wouldn't be giving 100%. I mean, they would be giving 100% some plays and then 80% in other plays. And I was very intent on making 110% every single play. And I hope that caught their eye. They said something about it. One funny thing that Coach Cristobal said, he was like, when I went to his office, we were talking, he's like, yo, man, when I was watching you out there running routes, I mean, you look like a guy with some big balls. I mean, you were playing with big balls in that field, and I could definitely tell. And so that was even a funny remark like that really shows that if you put 110% effort, people are going to notice. So,
yeah. I mean, Cristobal isn't going to say that for no reason. I'll tell you that.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's not about the BS or the nonsense or anything like that. He'll tell you straight, you know, the good or the bad, you know?
Yeah.
So you had this experience at Miami, you know, you've got a chance to see the football facilities. You got a chance to see the campus. You know, what are your overall feelings about the University of Miami? Not just the football team, but the University of Miami as well.
So, yeah. So the University of Miami, all things included, academics, school, campus, everything, football. I mean, it's insane. There's not much like it. And I mean, in every aspect, there's not much like the academics. Like, so what I want to do, I want to be a contractor. I want to build houses and be a developer. And they have so many paths where you can just sneak your way through and find a place where you can really bury yourself down and learn about it and be on your way after 4 years. I think it's a very, very diverse place. There's a lot you can learn. There's a lot of connections to be made. There's so many people from different places around the world where, like, connections with tons of diversity are going to be made and lifelong friendships just from spending 4 years with them. So that's something that they're very open. So I like that.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned, you know, with your grades being as good as they're, and on the way, do props for your grades, man. I always got to give props for something like that. That's absolutely incredible what you're doing there in the classroom. You know, you mentioned the Ivy League schools and Duke. Is there any other schools that have been poking around, showing you some love?
Yeah. So 90, I'll tell you about the Ivy Leagues, but one is Florida. So
okay.
I live right in Gainesville, Florida. I'm 15 minutes away from the Swamp. I've been a Gator fan my whole life. Went to every single game, and I mean, a dream is to be a Gator. I mean, it's really cool seeing that they're talking to me and all that stuff. So I really like that. One of their qualitative girl guys, Lamar Story. We've been texting a ton, calling, talking. So I've got the Friday Night Lights tomorrow at Florida. That it's an invite only. I'm going to that, and just seeing how everything works. I mean, what I like about the recruiting process is every school has something amazing and different to offer. Like Miami has something different to offer. Florida has something different to offer. I mean, even the Ivy Leagues, every single thing has different offers. So I really like that. But then with the Ivy Leagues, the first interest from the Ivy League is actually Harvard. So funny enough, one of their coaches, he's not there anymore, but Coach Fusilio, he shot me a follow on Twitter, and then I sent him my film, and he's like, "Hey man, we love your film. We really think you could be a great fit at Harvard. We want to have you up on a visit." So a week later, he's like, I went up there. I checked the place out, met the coaches, and there's something different about Ivy Leagues than an SEC school or ACC school, all that, like Big 10, Big 12, all that stuff. So it was really cool being there, knowing that everyone there has the same goal. They want to be successful, not just on the field, but in life. So yeah, that's what I really like about Ivy Leagues.
You know, Miami being a private school, does that attract you as well? You know, with
So I was talking
to classrooms, you know, all that.
So Mike Rumpf, he was telling me about the class GPA and how everyone is very, very accountable in the classroom. And that's something I really like, because me growing up, I've been accountable in the classroom. And that's one thing. I put sports before ball. And so I really do like that, how the coaches and the staff, they really make that very important to everyone. So I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing the staff is known to do, is to make sure they make a strong note about the fact that academics are not only available at Miami, but they're important at Miami.
Exactly.
It's not just about football there. It's about, some, 4-year plan. No, it's more like that 40-year plan like they talked about.
That's exactly. Yeah. That's so true.
So you said you got Florida coming up here in the future for a little camp?
Yeah. I'll be there tomorrow night for Friday Night Lights.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll be taking a visit there, unofficial, I think next week or 2 weeks, something like that. But yeah, Florida's a really nice spot. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Is that all you got lined up here for the near future?
So I've got some offers from Brown, Columbia's talking, all the Ivy Leagues up there. So I think what I'm going to do is tomorrow I'm going to the Florida camp. Monday I'm going up to Harvard for a Harvard camp, and I'm going to visit around the town as well. So
that's got to be a cool experience just to go.
I mean, it is like it's like a history museum walking around.
Seriously, every step you take is history there. Right?
Exactly. So going up to Harvard Monday, actually, I'm leaving Sunday night, and then July 8th, 9th, and 10th I'll be up in New York and Rhode Island and Connecticut for Yale, Columbia, and Brown camps. Right. So that they've offered and all that. So they want to see me on campus and all that, and talk to the head coach and see what it's like to be on their team. So yeah.
Awesome, man. And are you working with any trainers right now?
Yeah. So there's this place in Gainesville. It's called Numa Speed. Yeah. The guy that owns his name's Tim Montgomery. In 1998 or at the Olympics, he actually has the third fastest 100-meter time recorded. He ran a 9.78, third fastest in the world ever recorded. And wow. I've been with him for 5 years. He's my guy. Tim's my guy. So I've been going to him since 7th grade, and I mean, he's been getting me right. I mean, I'll be honest. Going into freshman year, my 40 time was a 5 flat. Going into freshman year. Yeah. Now I run 4.5. I'm on the brink of a 4.4 laser time. Mm-hmm. So I mean, even half of a whole second. I mean, it's so much when it's come to form and just thinking about it and working and guys that know what they're doing. So yeah, I train at Numa Speed, strength, speed, agility, everything there. So I really devote myself to them because they do it right. So.
What is your current height and weight?
So I am a 5'10", 174 right now. I've lost like 2-3 pounds just from camps and all that. But 5'10", 174. But yeah, by the beginning of the season, I want to be at least like 180, just because going into the season you're going to lose weight as well. So I want to maintain it like 175, but I want to start at 180 when I get in the season. So.
Do you have any favorite players, guys you like to look up to, or maybe like add a little bit of their game to yours?
Yeah. So one thing that I do before every single game is, weirdly enough, I watch Odell Beckham's highlights. There's this one video. It's a 13-minute video I watch on the bus ride every game, and it's funny to watch. Half of the video is him doing touchdown celebrations, and half of him is actually torching people and scoring 3 touchdowns a game his rookie year. And so even though I don't run a 4.3, I don't have a 45-inch vertical, whatever he has, but I mean, it's just cool to see like his routes, him getting out of routes, him getting out of breaks. I mean, his hands, how his eyes follow his hands. Like, one thing Coach Beard really focuses on is you catch with your eyes, not your hands. And so that's something I've really put into my game. Like, you have to follow the ball with your eyes every single time. So Odell, and then I also watch Stephon Diggs. His one thing that I really like about him is his hips. His hips are perfect alignment of everything he does. I mean, they're so quick to get out of breaks. They're so quick to just snap that. I mean, it's really impressive. And even though obviously I'm not as good as them, but it's really inspiring to see them do it and me try to model it after that. So
why not look up to the best? I mean, honestly, why not?
If you're shooting for the stars, you're gonna hit the moon eventually.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, those are two guys who, if you can add even just a little bit of their game to your game, it improves you as a player.
Exactly.
So, David, if you had to describe your game to somebody who's never seen your film, How would you describe your game to them?
Consistent, possession. I'm never gonna drop a ball. I've one high school drop in all 3 years.
Great.
And I'm gonna get the job done. So one thing is that I love thriving under pressure. When there's pressure, I literally tell my coach, I'm like, Coach, give me the ball right now. Like I need to make a play. Like, this is my time. I want to make a play. And I mean, he does, and you can see in the film. I mean, it shows off. So telling someone that hasn't seen my film what I would describe my game, I'd say I'm consistent. And that's something I really pride myself on, is being consistent and not giving up, going 110%, even in games. It's not just camps where they see him. I mean, it's on film. When someone's running a toss to the right and I'm the left receiver, I'm still blocking my butt off, like getting them out of bounds. Like, I'm still trying to do what I can for the team. So, yeah, I describe it like that.
Not bad, man. So what are your factors? David, what are you looking for in a college? I mean, of course, academics is vital, but development, relationship with coaches. What are you really looking at?
So I think my top thing is relationship with coaches. First of all, I really like Christian guys who are coaches. I'm a Christian guy myself. I'm saved. I love the Lord. And at Miami, almost every single coach loves the Lord, and that's something I really like about Miami. Like, Coach Beard is a diehard. He fears the Lord like crazy, and that's awesome to see. Coach Cristobal, I mean, Coach Dennis Smith, I mean, the FCA director there, like, he's amazing. I mean, everything going on there, it's really cool to see. And then even at Florida, Coach Billy Napier, he goes to my church, so I see him all the time.
Oh,
and yeah. So, and just knowing that the Lord's going to be there when I'm there, I mean, that's really cool to see. But then also, coaches that want the best for them, for the players off the field as well, not just on the field, not just to get the best stats, get the dubs, but really see them succeed in life. So yeah, those are my main things.
I like those, man. I like those a lot.
Yeah.
I got 3 words for you, and I just want to know what they mean to you.
Okay.
Miami Hurricanes football. What do those 3 words mean to you?
Potential future.
I like it.
I'll leave it at that.
I like it a lot. We can leave it right there on that one. No problem. So this is a point where I like to give a chance for recruits to come on here and give a shout out and show some love to whoever's been with them during this ride that they're on. Developing as a football player, developing as a young man.
Yeah.
Whether spiritually, family, trainers, whatever it is, whoever you want to show love to, go right ahead.
Yeah. All right, so I bet a lot of people come in here when you ask them, then they say, "Oh, their parents." But my dad, man, I mean, he is there every single step of the way. I mean, it's just crazy to see how he encourages me through everything. I mean, it's hard to see even when I do horrible at a camp. I mean, I would be so mad if I was him. I would be so disappointed in me. But he is there picking me up, telling me, "You've got another chance to prove yourself, and it's your job to prove yourself. Don't feel sorry for yourself." All that, and he's someone I really do look up to. I mean, that's 95% of who I look up to. And then also, one guy that I look up to is my best friend. So my best friend's name is Ryan Jones Jr. He is the number 13 basketball player in the nation. 6'9". I mean, got an offer from Miami. I mean, he might go there. So it's really cool to sort of see. He's a 5-star, and he's got attention from the whole country. I mean, see. I don't say that's humbling, but like, it is like seeing how hard he's worked, and it really makes me happy and inspires me to work even harder. I'm trying to think who else. There's this guy at my church. His name's Gunner. He was actually just hanging out with him. He just is devoted to the Lord, and he brings me through there. I want to shout out to him. And then Tim Montgomery from Numa Speed. He's been with me every step of the way. I mean, through the ups and downs, he's always going to be there. So people that are like this with you, I mean, you just can't let them go. I mean, there's a select few that are, and those are the good ones. You got to pick those. So yeah,
got to have a good circle, a tight circle, and then still even more goodness within that circle.
Yeah,
basically,
right.
it just got to keep getting better and better and better.
You're right.
Go ahead and plug your social media accounts so people can find you online.
All right, sweet. How do I put that? Put that in the chat.
You can just say it here. It's okay.
Okay. All right, my Twitter is David the Future 1, and then my Instagram is David N Schmidt.
Okay.
So go give those a follow and keep up with my recruiting.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I get one last question for you, man, and it's the question I ask every single recruit, every single coach, player, I mean, anybody that comes on the show I talk to.
Let's hear it.
Why do you love the game of football? What makes you want to go out there and compete at the highest level on a weekly basis?
Yeah. The game of football is like the game of life. You're going to lose, you're going to win, but it's all about hard work and dedication that's going to put you through. Because I was even talking about this in my church. I'm here right now. We were talking about the difference between trying and training. Now, you can try your hardest. You can try and try. You can go out there and try and be the best football player. You can go out there, try and be the best businessman, try and be the best husband, try and be the best father. But without training, without dedication and practice, you're not going to get there, because there are going to be people above you when they're training, you're trying. And it's all about training. It's all about working. It's all about putting everything into it, every ounce that you have. You can't leave stuff off the field. I always say, I always end the game with prayer with the whole team. I'm like, God, thank you for letting us leave everything on this field that we had, and I pray that next week we can do the same thing. So, just hard work and dedication. That's why I love football. It teaches so much. Yeah, so that's what
it's amazing what it can really teach somebody.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Well, David, man, I truly appreciate you taking time out of your night here to jump on here for this interview. I know we've been talking about it for a little bit, but we finally got a chance to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm happy we did.
I'm glad that you got to Miami. I'm glad you were able to show out there. I'm glad you were at the front of the line. I love to hear all that kind of stuff, man. Definitely want to stay in touch with you, though. You know, want to bring you back on in the future, let fans know about your recruitment, your development, all that kind of stuff. So we'll definitely stay in touch.
Definitely.
All right, man. You have yourself a good night, David.
Yes, sir. You too. Thanks, Seth. I'll see you, man.
Later. All right, guys, that was 2024 wide receiver David Schmidt out of Newberry High School here in Florida. Like I said, flying under the radar. He's heading to he headed to Miami camp. Got offers from Ivy League schools. Academically, he's just off the hook. It's an incredible student, which honestly I have to give nothing but props to, because he's an amazing academic wonder right there. That's for sure. I can see why, the Harvard and all them want him on campus. But, he's getting the looks from Miami. He's starting to get attention from Florida. I think David is going to have a chance this year to make a little bit more noise than he did last year as well. So be on the lookout for him. I think David's kind of on the come up. He's, like I said, he's flying under the radar, but at his size, running a 4.5 already and continuing to work with a guy who holds records in track, he's gonna get faster. It's just gonna happen throughout time the longer he works with them. So David Schmidt at a Newberry High School 2024 wide receiver. Keep an eye out for him, guys. And on top of that, tremendous hands, and a great route runner. I'll talk to you guys later, and I think we'll be coming back here shortly, either tomorrow or the next day, with another RNG recruit interview. So we'll see you guys soon. Have a great night.